was the world marathon champion. 19 consecutive wins.
Yeah, well, he was the fastest man in the world, and there wasn't much left to prove.
A year later, he set out across the world, preaching something about hope and dreams.
So when I started this journey across the world, I knew that one day I would be standing here on the Great Wall.
There's no way you guys are carrying me up those stairs.
Each one of us has carried you one way or another, and you know that.
A short clip there from the movie called Heart of a Dragon that is released in Vancouver on the 29th of October, and Victor Webster is starring in it as Rick Hansen. What was that like for you?
It was an honor to do that. I mean, I feel humbled to have been chosen to play this part. I mean, it's a character. It's in this movie. It's not a documentary. It's not an autobiography or a biography. It's you know, it's a story about a group of people that go on this journey that took them 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days that seemed impossible to do. And through helping each other, they were able to achieve, you know, finally getting back home to Vancouver and raise a lot of money for spinal cord research.
Now, the filmmaker actually did the documentary as well as being involved in this film. So what's different for you guys in being able to portray a person like Rick Hansen and get this message out there?
Well, I think it was important for people to, modern day people that weren't around in 1985 when the journey actually happened, to people to kind of understand that this journey did take place, and to hopefully be inspired by the story of this group that went on this journey, that anything is possible. You would think that this is completely impossible to do something like this, right? Well, there's things that people think in their lives that are completely impossible to do, and so hopefully this shows that they can achieve anything that they want. And
you said earlier that the story is not so much about Rick, but about the group. So talk to me a little bit about the group of people, his support staff, Amanda, the people who were around him during this journey.
I mean, they were an integral part of making this happen. I mean, you couldn't push yourself across the world by yourself. There's no way. So everybody here had to inspire him. They had to take care of his injuries. They had to help him and motivate him, and he had to draw upon their strengths to achieve this. And if he didn't have them, he would have never made this.
And was that the same for you in filming this, if you didn't have the folks around you?
Definitely. I was very fortunate to have a great director. The script was fantastic. The people that were in the movie with me, my co-stars, I think we really came together as a family and made this the best movie that we could. And like them, they were there to support me, and without them, this wouldn't have been even close to what it is now.
An independent production in China, a very different journey for you as an actor. What was that like for you?
Oh, wow! I mean, one of the best parts of doing this film was being on the Great Wall of China. There's such an energy there, and it's inspirational to know that people carried these stones and these bricks up there and made this wall by hand. And when I was on the Great Wall for the first time, I felt this energy. It felt like the wall was alive. I think that was one of the best parts personally for me. And then finally having this whole thing come together and now being released in the movie theaters is now the best part for me now, sitting here.
What was the biggest challenge making this?
Being there in China, it was an independent movie and people didn't come together. We didn't do this movie to make money. We did this movie because this story had to be told. And so we were over there on a shoestring budget trying to make the best movie that we could. And you know, with the challenges of shooting in China, it's a culture shock coming from, you know, the Western civilization and being over there. Now, what is that? What are we eating? You want me to do what? But the Chinese people were so gracious and really just worked their butts off, and we're so happy to do so. So I have a lot of respect now for the whole culture and the society over there.
After going through this small part of Rick's journey, has that changed your opinion of him and what he did at all?
Well, you know, this like I said, it's a portion, and this was a character in the movie that I played. It wasn't so much that I was playing, you know, Rick Hansen. It was more of a character we put together in this film. But having been there and done, you know, the 2 months of shooting that we did, and just trying to imagine that he was there for 2 years and 2 months pushing himself 2 marathons every single day in his wheelchair, through injuries, through being so sick that he could barely get out of bed every day. Wow, I mean, it's incredible.
All right, the film comes to Vancouver October 29th. Victor Webster, thanks so much for stopping by
Thank you very much.
Chatting with us. We look forward to seeing it. Mark?
Wonderful, absolutely. Good stuff. Thanks you guys very much.